Mom, where are you? Are you out shopping? Why? I told you I was coming over to your place today. Oh, was it today? I just got home, but you're not home. So where are you? I'm at Chris's house. Oh, Chris's house? Wait a minute. Why? I told you that my fiancé is coming over today to say hi. That's why I've been asking you to stay home. I can't help it. I wanted to see Chris. Chris is more important than you. I brought him his favorite dish, vegetable stew cooked by his mother. Unlike you, he's always busy working for a big company. That's why I brought him plenty so that he can eat it whenever he wants. But still, we made a promise in advance for you to meet us today, didn't we? I don't need him to say hi. I'm not even interested in your marriage. I know you're not interested in me, but I was hoping you'd at least keep your promise to greet him. What? You make it sound like I never keep my promises. In fact, you don't. Ever since I was in school, you never showed up for parent-teacher meetings or class visits. You always put Chris first. What's wrong with putting my brilliant son first? Unlike you, he was always so bright. He got a job at a big company after all. Now that your father is gone, I've decided to favor the child who is likely to take good care of me in the future. Oh, you put it so bluntly. The guy you're going to marry? He's the guy you've been dating since high school, right? You went to a public school with a low tuition. I guess I can't expect much from him either. You're the one who told me to go to that school. Of course. The truth is, I thought it was a waste of money to send you to high school because I had to save up money for Chris. But your father said we should send you to high school, so I had no choice. The moment he passed away, you refused to pay for my college tuition. You took all of Father's inheritance for yourself, too. You should be thankful that I paid your tuition for at least 2 years. I mean, after all, you paid those tuition fees with your part-time job salary. You should have done that from the beginning. Then I wouldn't have had to worry so much about my future. What do you mean? I'm saying that if the money for your 2 years of college had been added to your father's inheritance, I'd have been better off. It's your fault for spending father's inheritance like water and making it disappear so quickly. What a thing to say! That's why I hate people like you, who have no gratitude towards their parents. Chris is such a great son compared to you. That's enough. You're not going to say hi to my fiancé, are you? No, I'm not going to meet him. Marrying a poor man from a small town is just another example of your lack of gratitude. Why can't you at least let me have a comfortable life by marrying into a family of riches? If you want to be rich, why don't you work for yourself? Why do I have to work? I raised you guys. From now on, you guys have to support me. Do you know what you're saying? As a child, you're supposed to support your parents. All you have to do is send me money. I'll live together with Chris. You're going to live with Chris? I'm thinking of selling my house and moving into Chris's apartment. I'll let you off with $1,000 per month. Forgive me for what? $1,000? I'm saying you can pay me $1,000 per month. I have no intention of moving in with you. All you have to do is give me money. It's the least you can do for me. Can I go now? I'm going out with Chris. And we come to realize that there's no point in staying here any longer. We're going home.
Sis, yesterday was your wedding greeting, wasn't it? Your fiancé came all the way to Mom's house. So I told Mom to go home right away and greet him, but she wouldn't. Sorry.
It's not your fault, Chris. I mean, she went to your house yesterday out of the blue, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was so surprised when Mom suddenly showed up. And for some reason, she had a duplicate key to my house.
A duplicate key?
My girlfriend has been staying at my place since the day before yesterday. We were going to watch a movie at home this weekend, but now that Mom's here, that's all changed.
Even though your girlfriend was there, Mom stayed?
When she opened the door with the duplicate key, we freaked out.
Oh my God.
It seems like she had sneaked the duplicate key out of the house when she came over the other day.
Is your girlfriend okay? Mom has always rejected all the girls who come near you.
She was about to say something, so I immediately sent my girlfriend home. I had to apologize like crazy.
I'm sorry for both of you.
Hasn't Mom's power increased since Dad died?
I know. She also asked me to send her $1,000 every month.
What? Why?
Well, according to Mom's future plans, she's going to sell the house, move into your house, and have you support her while living with you. And she'll be getting $1,000 from me every month.
Wait, live in my house? That's not what I heard, and I definitely don't want that.
I know. I thought Mom was just getting excited on her own. I guess I was right.
I'll be renewing my apartment contract soon. I'm thinking about moving in with my girlfriend. I don't want Mom to get in our way or anything. What does she mean by support her? Mom has money left by Dad, right?
If you're talking about his inheritance, she spent almost all of it. That woman.
What? I mean, there was quite a lot, right? And she told us to disinherit it. She inherited it all on her own.
Do you think she can spend money in a planned way?
That's...
To be honest, even though she says I should be grateful, I've never received anything to be grateful to her. I think I've already repaid her enough.
I think so too. Lately, she's been using my credit card information to make purchases on the internet.
You too, Chris?
That means you too, sis?
When I went home to visit the grave on the anniversary of Dad's death, she probably took a look at the credit card info and wrote it down.
You're kidding, right?
She complained when I changed the credit card number to stop her. She said, I did everything I could to raise you, and now you've forgotten that. That was the moment I had to consider things, like wondering whether we should continue to be family.
I've been thinking about the same thing lately. She brings a lot of food that I don't particularly like. I can't eat it all, and actually it's annoying. I'll have to think about what to do with her too.
By the way, can I send you an invitation to our wedding?
Have you decided on a place for the wedding?
I just decided yesterday.
Can I bring my girlfriend to the wedding with me?
If she wants to, she's more than welcome. She wouldn't mind coming?
She'd want to come too. She works in the same company as me, as a secretary.
I see. Then by all means, I'll send out invitations for both of you.
Thank you.
And I'll let you know when we set the date for the family gathering. I don't think Mom will be there.
I'm sure she won't come. I'll do the honors for Mom and Dad.
It's nice to have a brother who's a solid man. I'll be in touch. Give my best to your girlfriend. I'm your mother. How dare you throw me out of your wedding? I'm the one who wants to ask you what you are doing. What were you thinking? Coming to a wedding in a morning dress? Well, it was perfect, wasn't it? It's such a small, quiet place. A chic morning dress is more appropriate than a glamorous dress. Coming to a wedding in a morning dress is beyond insane. That's why I asked you to leave. It's really out of character for you to turn your own mother away. I want to go back in, now. I won't let you attend in such a dress. It's such a small, shabby place. It doesn't matter what I wear. This is a beautiful wedding hall. You didn't even invite many guests. We can't even expect to receive much congratulatory money. You're an idiot. You should invite a lot of people, even those who don't have much to do with you, to collect money and make a profit. What are you talking about? You didn't even offer a penny. I'm your mother, so I deserve to eat for free, don't I? It's outrageous. You saying you're my mother when you didn't even come to the meeting of both families. In the first place, we only invited each other's relatives. There's no end to the number of guests if you start inviting everyone. You have to invite so many people that there's no end to it, so that you can get tons of congratulatory gifts. I was going to get half of the wedding gifts, but now the whole plan has blown up. You were thinking of getting half? That's what you were thinking? The wedding hall was so small and looked so cheap that I thought it was a funeral. Morning clothes are more than enough. You don't have any idea who my husband is, do you? Well, I guess not, since you didn't show up for the family gathering. You refused to even say hi to him before that. He's your poor public high school classmate. Sure, he's been my boyfriend since high school, but I never said he was from the same high school. Huh? What do you mean? He was in the same class at that cram school my dad recommended when I was preparing for college. He's from another high school. Whatever the case, he should still be a poor man who can only afford to hold a wedding in a small place like this. I see. From your point of view, the son of a big company owner is poor. A son of a big company owner? He's the son of the president of a big company, and he's working as to be their next president. He's Chris's boss. Chris's boss? That's why we're having a family wedding. Wait a minute. Is he really Chris's boss? Yes. Chris works for a big company. The president is my father-in-law. The next president will be my husband. From Chris's point of view, he's his boss. He works with Chris in the same department. You're kidding, right? When I first heard he became Chris's boss, I was surprised too. Then he really is a son of a big company owner? But that boss is also a poor man in your eyes. From my point of view, he's a great guy. Wait a minute. You mean you married into a super rich family? Generally speaking, yes. Well done, my dear girl. Now my life is secured. I'm sorry, but I'm cutting you off. What? You've been trying to take advantage of me and Chris to get whatever you want. I honestly can't stand it anymore. So, we are cutting ties with you. We? Well then, the ceremony is about to start. Wait a minute. I've already told the wedding staff about you, Mom. You're banned from the grounds already. I don't think you'll be able to get in no matter how hard you try. There's no way the ceremony can go without the bride's parents being there. It's okay. I may not have parents, but I have a brother. Wait! Come on, stop ignoring me.
What's going on? I'm about to go on my honeymoon.
What do you think your parents are?
Let me ask you the exact same question.
More importantly, Chris isn't here.
Chris isn't there?
I went to Chris's apartment, but they said he canceled the lease.
Chris moved out.
What?
He moved out the day before the wedding. He said he was moving in with his girlfriend who was at the wedding. The last apartment was for singles and it was too small. So he moved to a bigger place.
How come I don't know anything about this?
Because we caught ties with you, Mom.
That's not true.
Once he told you his address, you'd suddenly storm in on the weekends and his weekend plans get ruined. You'd leave him tons of food that he didn't want. You'd take his keys without permission. You'd use his credit cards without permission. He complained that he didn't have any freedom.
As a mother, what's wrong with checking on your son?
Chris and I are both adults. Those actions are not to care about your children. You're just trying to sponge on Chris and me. Are you ashamed of using your children's credit cards to buy things online?
I'm letting you guys show gratitude.
I think we've done enough for you, so we quit being your kids. You probably have a place to live. You're not too old to find a job, and you're physically strong enough to work. You can at least earn your own living expenses. It's a good opportunity for you to know how much Dad struggled to earn that precious inheritance, which you spent like water.
I don't want to work. I don't want to live a life of poverty like that.
I guess it's up to you from now on.
Chris should be living with me, not with some stranger.
I said hi to her before the wedding, and she's a very solid girl, working in the secretarial department of a big company.
Secretarial department?
It's an office romance. I worked at a different company from my husband, so I envy that kind of thing. Although I've already resigned from my job and become a housewife.
You mean Chris's girlfriend works for a big company too? Doesn't that mean she's well paid?
Are you trying to take advantage of them?
I was thinking of living with Chris only. But if that's the case, then living together with both of them sounds good too. I have to get him to marry her and let me move in with them.
That's impossible. Chris has no intention of living with you. Even if he decides to get married, he won't tell you.
Why not?
No one wants such a thing. To have your mother show up in a morning dress at your wedding. I hated it too. You were never interested in my marriage. Well, I guess you were never interested in me in the first place. It's okay. You don't need to contact me when you don't want to. I'm not going to force myself either into a relationship with you anyways.
Wait a minute.
Chris and I are both grateful to you for giving birth to us. But I think it's better for all of us if we go our separate ways from now on. So, let's say goodbye.
Wait a minute. I'll move in with you at your place. I'll sell the house your father left me and move in with you and your husband. I'll even take care of your kids.
I'll be fine.
I'm not fine.
You're going to have to live on your own from now on.
They've stopped your credit cards, so whose money should I use to buy things from now on?
Your own money.
I told you, I don't want to work.
If you don't choose where to work, there are plenty of places to choose from. If you're as stubborn as you're now, you can make it.
Margaret, you need to take care of your parents.
Oh, it's time for my flight, so bye.
Wait a minute. Are you going to abandon your mom? I've been trying to reach Chris, but I can't. You've made it into a wealthy family, but it's awful that I don't get any benefits from that. I hate that my daughter and son are abandoning me. Chris and I both blocked my mother's contacts and deleted them. I also blocked connections carefully so that she couldn't track down my address. Finally, my mother showed up at the company where my brother and husband work. However, security guards blocked her from going inside. Now, she started working at a nearby supermarket to make ends meet, while she continues to look for us. She complained about having to start a job after all this time. The other staff members, who are younger than her, treat her like a nuisance. She is scolded by them every day while she works.
My father is not well, apparently.
What? What's going on? Is he sick?
He doesn't have long to live.
What? Is it that bad? Is he in the hospital?
Yes, he is.
Really? Your mother must be having a hard time too. I think you should go visit him as soon as possible.
Yeah, you go check him.
Just me? You're not going?
I don't need to go. I never had that strong relationship with my father to begin with.
It's not about only that. He is your own father, remember?
Yes, but I have to work. I'm busy.
I have to work too.
No matter what you think, I'm busier than you.
But I'm also worried about your mother. You could at least make time to go visit them, couldn't you?
That's why I'm telling you to go. For the sake of my inheritance, you should go visit him on my behalf. Please make it seem like we're doing a lot for them too.
What? You want me to go visit your father for that?
Why else would I do it? I don't know how much of his assets I'm going to receive. It all depends on your attitude towards them. Make sure you flatter my mother.
I'm not going there for that. I'm going to see them because I'm worried about them.
Then behave well.
So you really don't want to go?
No, I'm not going.
Why? Aren't you worried about them? It must be hard for your mother who is accompanying him. And your father is having an even harder time. You're his eldest son. Shouldn't you go see him?
You sound like my mother. Maybe that's why I feel annoyed.
How am I being annoying?
The relationship between me and my family is none of your business. I say you, as my wife, should behave appropriately and well. If you can't do that, then what's the point of me marrying you?
I didn't think I married you for that. I feel sorry for your father that you're this cold.
I don't care. I don't need you to tell me that. Bye.
Wait a minute. You've been coming home late lately, or even sometimes you come home the next day. What are you doing?
Huh? I'm working, of course. Why are you asking me that? No sense in answering such an obvious question.
I know you're lying.
What?
You say you come home late from work, but you hardly ever work overtime, do you? I ran into your colleague, Mr. Sanders, at the train station the other day. I said you're going home early to him. He told me that these days the company is sending them home early to cut down on overtime pay. So he said he was exhausted because he was so busy during the day.
He's in a different department.
Mr. Sanders also mentioned you.
Me? What did he say?
Recently, when he invites you out for a drink, you say you need to go home right away. And he said it's nice that you and I get along so well.
Oh, I see.
But you haven't been home early lately, have you? Do you have another place to return to?
Shut up! You're my wife, so you'd better shut your mouth. I come home after all, so that's fine.
That's not the point.
Anyway, you behave yourself with my mother and father. I can't go visit them because I'm busy. But tell them I'm very worried about him or something.
Why don't you go and tell them that yourself? Well, that's enough. I get it. Hannah, thanks again for your help today. I know you must be busy too, but you came all the way to the hospital. You say you're doing this for Brian, who's busy with work. I really appreciate that you take your time for us. Thank you for saying that. But it must be hard for you too. You visit him every day, right? Let me know if you get tired. I will cover for you. You can always tell me. Thank you. Hannah, you're truly a great daughter-in-law. Brian is lucky to be married to a wife like you. He doesn't seem to think so. But just having you say so is a relief to me. Thank you very much. My husband is not going to make it. Please don't say that. Let us not give up hope until the end. The doctor told me he had at most 1 week to live. Oh no. I think we'll be discussing his inheritance soon. All of our children are boys. Sad to say, but I guess so. I hope he manages to get through. So, I need to talk to you about something. Oh, what is it? Could we meet outside the hospital? Of course, you can talk to me about anything. Your father took his last breath. Now we will move to the funeral home to make our arrangements. The funeral will be about 2 days later.
Oh, I see. Sorry, but I'm not going to be at the funeral.
Huh? What are you talking about? It's your father's funeral!
You'll be there and that's enough. I'm going on a trip tomorrow.
Huh? A trip? You never told me that.
I didn't tell you, so it's no surprise you didn't know. I've already made a reservation and can't cancel, so I will miss the funeral.
You're just joking, right? At a time like this. How could the eldest son not attend his father's funeral?
I don't care about my father's funeral, frankly.
What did you say?
No one discusses inheritance at a funeral, right?
Are you really only interested in his assets? You didn't even visit him once.
I met him at the end of last year, so that's enough. Besides, what's the point of talking about someone who's no longer in this world? We are still alive. So we should put our lives first, right?
Huh? I don't understand. I really think you should be at the funeral.
No, I'm not going. I'm only going to attend a discussion about inheritance.
What? Are you serious about that? Isn't that too insane?
I am the eldest son, but you should do your job as my wife. Tell them I'm on a business trip or something. Don't make a bad impression to my folks, okay? If I don't get his inheritance, it's your fault.
If you're going to say that, why don't you just attend? If it's bereavement leave, most business trips are canceled, right?
The business trip is just a made-up story. Actually, I'm going on a trip. Anyways, I'm leaving now. See ya.
What? See you? Are you serious? I've had enough of you. All right. I don't care if you regret this.
How was the funeral? I'm enjoying my trip.
I see. Enjoy. You don't have to come back.
What are you sulking about? You're not a child, so don't be like that.
Whatever.
Don't tell me you're still mad at me. Why? You alone were enough to attend my father's funeral. The inheritance meeting is next week, right? I'll definitely be there for that.
We've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
What?
We're having that discussion right now, while you're just having a good time like an idiot. When you come back, no one will welcome you anymore. They already know everything.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Don't you understand? You are stupid enough to contact me now. What do you want to do? As I said, we've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
Wait. I don't understand. I thought the meeting was next week.
I don't think anyone said it was next week.
Yes, but normally you don't talk about how to divide their assets right after death, right? Use common sense.
Did you say common sense? You've been acting the most insane. Don't talk to me about common sense. Your brother Billy and Eric, they live far away. We don't know if we can get everyone together again soon. This is the most practical thing to do, right?
Yes, but seriously? I'm the oldest son and I'm not there. Do you do important things like that?
It might be more correct to say that we decided to talk about it because you weren't around.
Huh?
You won't receive a cent of the inheritance.
Are you kidding me? Stop lying!
Your mother has already decided. It's final.
Screw you! What happened to the money? The money I was supposed to receive.
Bailey will take over your father's business. And Eric receives the land that your father owned. The remaining assets were divided between your mother and me.
What? You? What the hell does that mean? I don't understand. If you're getting the inheritance, does that mean it's my money? What do you mean?
No. You and I are already divorced.
Divorce? What the hell are you talking about?
You know what? I already know you've been cheating on me.
What are you talking about?
There's no use pretending that you don't know. I've seen the text between you and the woman you're having an affair with. I have screenshots.
What? Why?
You were going to divorce me when you received your inheritance. And you were going to live with that woman, weren't you? So you had all the divorce papers ready to go, right?
Huh? You didn't find that, did you?
Yes, I found it. So I filed the divorce papers.
What? What are you doing? That's so unnecessary.
Do you know why I received the inheritance instead of you?
How am I supposed to know that? My mother just lost her mind, didn't she? That's unacceptable.
You're gonna pay alimony, though.
What?
Your mother was worried that you never came to visit them, even though you live nearby. But all you did was talk about the inheritance. So I talked to her about my concerns. And this is the result. Good for us, right?
Was it good? Good for what?
Your mother already knew that all you cared about was the inheritance. She told me that she had decided to let me inherit the assets. Of course, I told her that she should get the part she was supposed to get.
Nothing is good. You took the inheritance I was supposed to get. I won't allow that.
You don't have to allow me. Even if you had inherited his assets, I'll claim it as alimony, so it's the same.
You're lying.
You have betrayed me and ignored your family up until this point. Don't you think this is what you deserve? Live happily with your pretty girlfriend. Oh, and I have told all of this to your company.
What?
She's an intern at your office, right? You'll be uncomfortable at the office from now on. But good luck with your work. Because there's nothing you can inherit. You have to work to live.
Wait, Hannah. You can't tell my company. Let's not get a divorce. I can't get a divorce under these circumstances.
Well, you must be mistaken.
Huh?
We're already divorced. We are strangers. You don't have to contact me anymore. You've been abandoned by your entire family. That's what you get. Bye, loser. Eventually, Brian rushed home from his trip. He visited his parents' house, but his mother was so mad with him and kicked him out. He was told not to enter the property of their house again. He was dismayed and disowned by his own brothers. Brian was also called by his supervisor at work and asked what was going on. Then it all came out and he was embarrassed. Additionally, the intern who was his girlfriend awkwardly resigned, and he lost touch with her just like that. Brian lost everything, and all he had left was his job. It was too late to regret it.